All right. Hello and welcome to Temtalk, a podcast about the Creature Collection MMO Tim. I'm your host this week, Presby Kennedy, joined as always by the one, the only, the wonderful Mr. Gaijin
It
Boo.
Gaijin Boo.
Wait, are we back to it Gaijin Boo? We're
No,
not on
no,
it. Okay.
no.
You
It
scared
is
me.
actually it's Gaijin Boo this week. You nailed it. First try. It only took
Hey.
you 10 first tries, but we've got it.
So for the layout for the live stream that we do, the old layout is I still have like a backup save of it, and I accidentally loaded it tonight, and I was like getting everything ready. I'm like, wait, this isn't the right one. And I clicked over to the new one and just like, I don't ever want to have to change this again. I just want to load it and for it all to be good.
You should probably just delete that one then, huh?
I should. I have trouble getting rid of things, but yes, I will delete it after this. I will throw it into the ether and it will never mess me up again. See, I have Tim
You
Talk presentation and then I have updated Tim Talk presentation. And whenever I see updated,
so
my mind always says click the updated one.
so smart. So
Yeah, much smart.
intellectual.
Much smart. Very good. So how are you doing tonight, Gaijin? Before we jump into the episode, you having a pretty nice day?
Yeah, so far. Work wasn't too bad today. It was pretty nice. Let me see here. I have a new graphics card coming in tomorrow, hopefully, depending on the weather, because apparently it's supposed to be like super snowy to tonight into tomorrow. So I might have to walk to the post office depending. But it's
Yeah,
it's it's exciting. I've got a new graphics card coming. I was finally able to buy one of the 6800 XTs, so I am pumped.
there's also a tiny bit of news on the horizon. Gaijin might be venturing into that YouTube scene, so I definitely look forward to seeing your adventures there. And
I do
when you get
already
that
have a
started.
YouTube channel as well. It doesn't currently have anything, but it does exist.
Oh my gosh, Gaijin, you're gonna get banned off of YouTube. You're putting the
So
same type of content you're putting on your own OnlyFans channel as on your YouTube channel. Just a whole
yeah,
lot of nothing.
I thought that's what it was for, right?
I'm just kidding with you.
Yeah.
Uh, but for today, for me, I had a pretty solid day. I played Tim all in the background at work. Don't tell anybody. I know.
Yes.
And getting
Yeah.
into what I've been up to last week, we can talk about that next. But this week, I have no time left. It's the start of the week, and I already have no time. I got a I've got a frickin' shoeing radar, which is a 5%er that's going to take forever. And then I got a roller radar, which is a 5%er that's going to take forever. And then I got a Spreo radar, and I still don't have a Luma Cernif, and I want that golden majestic deer. So it's like I have three radars I have to tackle this week, and I'm done. Like, with what time am I going to do anything else?
You don't have any time to do anything else. It's literally just that.
Yeah, it's just radars. My life is Shuin right now. I'm at 53 encounters. For anybody watching, like,
Shwing.
yeah, anybody watching the video feed can see in like the bottom little corner of just my character's gonna be here for a while, and then after we're done here, we're gonna go get into another cave, and she'll see the sunlight when she catches a Luma.
Yup. It's it stinks.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. Like
it stinks, but it's
5%
also fun.
radar. Yeah, I mean, so 5% radars aren't they're good. Blank Sleepy Blank is gonna laugh herself to sleep every single time I say this, but I no longer like how long the 5% radars are. But I mean, after you get like six Schween radars back to back to back to back to back, um, they get kind of tiring, you know? I don't understand why they can't be as quick as any other radar. As long as the radars themselves are rare, how fast it takes to get them done really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was super happy with the patch they made to increase the spawn, or rather decrease the spawn times. for the rare radars, but it is still pretty long. Like, I got this radar earlier today. I got in place right after work, which was about three. Which is probably. Oh, I was playing with my in my last meeting because I wasn't working with anybody. I was just observing, and
Yeah.
so I have been in this radar for about 3 hours and 45 minutes, and I'm at 55
What?
encounters so far, and it's just I would love for this to be significantly quicker so I can get on to the other ones. I wouldn't even be mad if the 5% radars were quicker and instead of like a 10 times Luma chance, you get like an 8 times Luma chance at the last 10. Um, which, you have less of a chance of finding a Luma, but you're not spending like 26 hours, hunting through these. And I say 26 hours because I have two, so, 13 hours like per radar. Uh, that said, though, we can talk about this next week when we are done, or when we're looking at this week in review on how I did with these radars and if I was able to get them completed. But let's talk about last week. Oh, wait, before we talk about last week, let's actually do the script of the podcast. Tonight our main topic is going to be prepping for Cipanku and getting a game plan for Cipanku. Some of the best things you can do with your time right now to make sure when Cipanku hits, you are in a good and prized position to have as much fun as you can with the content in front of you and make a whole lot of pan suns. So,
Wait,
five
wait.
easy
Why,
tricks to
why,
get rich. Click
why,
here. Krima hates it. I'm kidding.
why do you think they're gonna get rich?
Why do you think they're going to get rich? Well, I mean, you have the note document. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, why I think people are going to get rich. If no matter what happens in game, it's always 30,000 or it's always 60,000 pansuns to breed a perfect Tim from scratch. Like if you're just going about the process, 60,000 Tim or pansuns gets you the Tim you're breeding. Uh,
Okay.
then moving on from there, you get like 11 eggs from that Tim and 11 perfects that you can sell. Volfi, what was the Volfi's other trait? Burglar Volfi
Burglar.
sucks, and it's worth 11K.
Whoa.
Well,
Hot take.
it's Burglar is a good trait. It's just not as good compared to Team Elusive. So Burglar
Yeah,
is
no,
worth
Team Elusive
11K.
is way too good. Like, just being able to swap in your Volphy and completely avoid Size Munch's wreck, just
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely stupid.
It's crazy good. But the week not Cipanku, the week Kisawa dropped, both Volfi traits were going for about 45,000 Pansuns, like bare minimum. And then, the following week it went down to 36,000 for Burglar. And then the other one, Team Elusive, was still at about 45,000 because they were new, they were fresh, and they were shiny. But all the people who bred Volfi, it still only cost about 60,000 Pansuns to breed. So we're just going to be talking about some of the things you can do and just have like waiting in like line in your account. So once the expansion hits, you can just be prepared to go through like the best avenue, or not expansion, the patch hits. You can have like the best avenues available to you, so you can make a good little bit of money. That said, let's talk about what we have been up to. How was your last week in Tim Tim? I was kind of ranting about mine or my this week earlier, so I'll throw this to you first.
Oof. Oh boy, it was a really really rough week. Um, I basically played comp most of the week, and it was infuriating. Um, 89% of the time, 89% of my weeks was spent in a TMR free fall. It just was awful.
And
Basically, the
I'm
past 2 weeks have
free,
been like that. I
free
I went from
falling.
933 TMR after placements,
Let's go.
all the way down to 624 TMR.
Oh, Mr. Boo, you gotta pay attention. Oh
It was
man.
it was really rough. I was a bit disappointed in myself. I was a bit frustrated, annoyed, irritated,
Don't
and
beat
just
yourself up. Let the enemy Tims do that for you.
overall super disappointed. Like it felt bad. And I knew it was my own mistakes. Like, comp is a huge learning curve. It takes a lot of paying attention and remembering stuff. Two things which are not my strong suit. Um, so I'm already at a huge disadvantage.
The other thing, too, that I think people don't appreciate enough is that tilting, the concept of like when you start doing bad and you get in your own head and you start doing worse.
Mhm.
Tilting's very real on ladder and just like a lot of
Oh,
decision making
absolutely.
games.
Yeah, you get upset, you get frustrated, you get into your own head, and then you start playing even worse.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then you get more frustrated because you're frustrated, and if you could just stop being frustrated, you could just go back to playing bad instead of
and
super
then
bad.
and then someone tells you to calm down, and you're like, "Oh no, you didn't."
I don't need to be calm. I need TMR right now.
um, but no, like so after that, I finally tweaked the team a little bit. I took out. So Subaki was super nice and loaned me a Mashuk and
Let's
a
go.
oh god, hold on, a Mashuk and I don't remember what else it was. Mashuk and something else, and I took the Whiplump and I took two Thames out of my team, and I forget what the other one is. See, here we go. Memory being a problem. There it is. But even using the Subaki Thames, I was doing I was doing even worse. I fell even harder. Oh, it was Ukama. I took a Whiplump for Ukama, and I took out something else for Mashuk, and it just did not work. And I just did even worse. And it had nothing to do with Subaki's Thames because Subaki wins tournaments with these. So obviously it's not the Thames. But I swapped out Whiplump back in and I put in a Raikan and then I started to climb. I
Let's
won like
go.
6 or 7 matches in a row, which was great.
So
And
where'd
then
you finally land at?
and then I lost a couple matches, and then I won one more. I think I lost two, won one, and then lost two more. I'm at 759 CMR now. I
Climbing
was
is. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was almost at 800 before I lost two matches, and then I won one against somebody who was in placement. So I only won a couple of points, and then I lost another one. So, but ultimately, I'm still 125 points up from where I started. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I hope you're able to keep climbing. I've resolved that I'm going to do placements on my alt. Originally, I didn't care about doing PvP on my alt, but I don't know. I have so much performance anxiety on my main that I don't think I'll ever be able to push myself back into a game until I, just free fall
Yeah. Well,
eventually. So
and then you can join the foundation on your own.
yeah, I just have to log into it. This is the main thing. I love you can launch games through Discord, but Discord's like the worst client as far as like trying to launch games. It's so clunky.
Yeah. Yeah. It's ugh. Oof.
For me though, this past week, everybody knows I got that Loali radar last week that I was really excited about, and it was my third, or no, I'm sorry, not my third, my second chance at a Luma Loali. I didn't get anything from Park Week. Admittedly, I didn't try very hard. Then I got the Loali radar, which seemed like a godsend of just like,
Yes. You
ah.
didn't try very hard.
I did not try very. It's Park. I'm not gonna die for Park and then get nothing. Like,
I don't
like,
blame you.
yeah.
Honestly, I hate Sci Park. I hate regular Luma hunting at this point. I've gotten so lazy in Temtem at this point. like if I run into a random Luma while I'm running through a patch of grass to go somewhere, perfect. If I run into anything that's not a Luma while I'm running to from one place to another, it's just an inconvenience, and I hate it. Uh, and like even Park, it frustrates me to no end at this point. And I still think it's a good addition for some people, for most people, for some people, I don't know, one of the two. But not knowing when it ends is infuriating. Like at least with radars, I know it ends at 400 encounters and I'm good. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And it's just like while I'm doing radar, I'm leveling Tims because I'm knocking things out. I'm free timming, to the latter part of radar because I'm catching and releasing stuff that I don't need. And I'm Luma hunting. And, like I can just chill out and talk to people like while I'm doing it, while I'm waiting for spawns and stuff. So
Oh yeah.
like radars, I'll take radars every day of the week over Park. But yeah, my Loali radar did not pan out for me. I did all 400 encounters, and sadly, the magenta butterfly evaded me. So I'm
Yeah, I'm pretty
hoping.
upset about that too. I got one on Gaijin Buu, which means it goes away. I gave it away. I named it Hinata. I was disappointed that I had to give it away, but Danzo Shimura is cursed. Danzo Shimura is my comp account for those of you who don't know. And he's cursed. I've done multiple radars. I've done Park hunting for 2 Park weeks, Tantaru and Swally, and literally nothing.
The curse is real. The curse is real. Um, but yeah, I didn't get anything from the Loali radar. I wasn't terribly sad about it. I got a couple Loalis with some great SVs that I can breed. And yeah, I'll probably tackle a breeding project, or I'll try and sell him to Rarzi and buy a Loali from him. Those are the goals.
Yeah, Lawali with a Rosie OT would be pretty great. I actually, so Rosie was nice enough to join my club Discord, and I I changed his nickname to King Lawalzi
I
because
saw
let's be
somebody
real.
running through the world the other day, and their name was like Razzie with like three Y's, and I was like, I feel like that's Rorzy. I
That's
feel
got to
like
be an
that's him.
alt. That's
Yeah,
got to be an alt.
I don't know. Rorzy is always behind you somewhere.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
let's
I think we should
move
probably
forward
cover
to
the
our
weekly
news.
reset, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the news. It is a low news week, which is perfect for the type of show we have for you today. And also, howdy doodles, everybody jumping in chat. I do see chat and I am reading it, and I appreciate all of you being here. I just try not to acknowledge it while we're recording, but you're all wonderful people, and so thankful that you've chosen to hang out with us. That said, let's jump into our recap, which is, or not a recap, this screen right here. Here we go. And we'll hit up the weekly reset. So I can handle Park this week because I know you have feelings about it, guys, and I'll let you read Free Tim a little later, or as soon as I finish it. So Park this week, the entry fee is 3,000 Pansuns, and 3,000 Pansuns gets you 7 side cards. It is a Luma week. The Lumas in the park this week, there are Kakus with a 80% spawn chance, which evolve into Saku. They have a 4 times Luma rate and 0 minimum SVs, but a 15% egg chance, which is really good because Kaku and the Saku family have a lot of egg moves. I know they get Bark Shield and Lifeful Sap are the 2 major ones that they absolutely need, but I can't remember the other moves that they learn as egg techniques that are really important. Well, I don't think the other ones are important. I just know there are potentially a lot of egg moves for Saku. The next Tim is Zazair. It has a spawn rate of 60% in Park, with a Luma ratio of 3 times odds. This is also much better than its wild spawn rate. I think its highest spot in the wild is 40% in a place. Oh my gosh, Gaijin, your screen's flashing. Oh, there it is. Okay. Uh, but yeah, I think it's 40% in the wild, so a little bit increase spawn chance here, and then also the 3 times Luma odds. So you'd probably be looking at about 4 times the normal Luma odds for Zazair,
Wait,
anyways.
isn't it a 30% spawn?
Is it a 30? I know there's a 5 and a 20. And I'm pretty sure there's something higher than that. You might be correct in the 30. I just know there's something higher than the 20%.
I'm
So,
not 100% sure. If somebody in chat could confirm, I think Sleepy Blank probably knows.
yeah.
But I think it's a 30% spawn, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so yeah, that might be a big that
Because
might
if
be a
it's
big jump
30,
for it.
that's a double. So it technically would be 6 times Luma odds for
Yeah, so
Zazair, if that's the
6 times.
case.
Yeah, if you're looking for that
Yep, it
Luma
is
snack,
30%.
if you're looking for
Yeah,
the Luma
it's
snack,
it's
it's out there.
10% in a couple of locations or 20%. I think its highest is 35% in Kilima Peaks, 20 to 35% it says.
Okay, yeah, there are
Yes.
probably multiple spawn locations up there for it.
But yeah, it's still 30%, we'll call it. So it's still technically like 6 times Luma odds. So I mean, this is pretty good. Uh, I would say, if you want a Luma Zazair, I'd say this is probably your best opportunity.
Yeah,
Um,
I would say hunt this if you got garbage radars this week. If you got good radars, tackle the radars instead. But if you got garbage radars, definitely try out Cypark once you finish all your other weekly content. That
of
said, the
course.
final little thing is it's got a 10% egg move, and I think the only egg technique it learns is burrow, which is pretty good to have on Zazair. It's already super bulky, so it doesn't really need evade, but a move for, a slow Tim that gives it 4 turns of evading, never going to be a bad thing. Always get use off of burrow. Uh,
Yep.
that said, how do you feel about this Cypark week, Gaijin?
I mean, I think it's honestly a pretty good week. If you guys are okay with Side Park and you still have fun doing it, I would 100% say this is a good week. I would definitely go do it. I think Saku is an interesting Luma. I'm not sure how I feel about the whole flesh color thing, but
I
it's
love Pink
okay.
Saku. Like Pink Saku
Uh,
is so
I
gorgeous.
think, well, I mean, Kaku is adorable as heck, no matter what color it is. Uh, um, but I think it's a good week to go Luma hunting. I like that they're doing times 4 odds on stuff. I think it's really cool. But it all comes down to whether or not you enjoy it. So I would say go for it if you like it. If you don't, yeah, whatever.
No fun allowed, only Luma hunting. Yeah, I agree with you. If you still need either of these Lumas and they really appeal to you, definitely not a bad week to Luma hunt. Like anytime you can get a Luma Saku with Lifeful Sap, it's gonna be useful on ladder. So you can have that flex, and then Zazair, regardless of egg moves, is gonna be useful. But it is a better Luma hunting than Luma hunting in the wild. So if you're trying to get like a Lumapedia or something, and you're
Yeah.
down to the wire, Cypark might be your bet this week. But you will
Unless
not catch Gaijin or me there.
except Gaijin's there right now.
Ooh, I'm telling. Unbelievable, Gaijin.
I just need something to do right now because someone's borrowing my comp stuff. So,
Ah, okay, that's
and I'm
fair.
not gonna play comp while doing Temtalk because I just can't focus, and then I forget that I'm not supposed to curse. So,
All right. Do you want to read the free Tim for
yeah,
this week?
yeah, absolutely. So this week the free tem is looking okay. I'll tell you what, the 420th release there is looking mighty not so fine.
Yeah, 420
Um,
YOLO.
but it's whatever. Um, so yeah, this is obviously a week meant to give people a break from doing free time so they can do Sci Park if they want to. Because I mean, they did have a really good week last week, so I can't really complain. They gave us a good week. But this week at 50 releases, you're looking at 3 sidecars. So if you don't want to buy them and you want to give it a whirl, you can give it a chance for free. Kind of. Actually, you get paid to do it. You get 125 releases. You get two incubator tickets, which if you don't breed, you can sell them. If you do breed, they're amazing. Or if you just like hatching eggs that you buy as well, they're super super awesome. Just insta hatching like on here eggs instead of waiting 45 minutes. Just insta hatch. Um, and then at 300 releases, you've got 2 maroon flush dyes. I don't know if I've ever seen this dye before, but from the picture, it looks pretty good. I don't know what it looks like on clothing, but I suspect I'll find out once I release 300 Tems this week, because I need to get money. At 420 releases, you're looking at 1 mighty DNA strand, so 5 grand.
Yeah.
2,500, because if you release it, it's 2,500. No, yeah. Um, if you release it, if
If
you
you
sell
sell
it,
it. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
It's
don't
an
think it's
okay
worth
free
it.
time week.
If you need the money, go for it. Get at 420 releases. If you don't need it, go to 300 and stop, because Mighty DNA Strand's not worth your time. But the good news is they've heard me complain.
I
They've
know, I
heard
was
me
looking at it. I
whine.
saw it.
They've heard all of you whine and complain. We finally have electric Koish. It feels so good. It's awesome. I can't wait. I hope I find a Luma electric Koish while I'm fishing this week.
Oh, I didn't even think
Um,
about that. It is 100% odds to fish those up. So
yo,
yeah, this is how
and
you Luma
Luma
hunt this fish.
electric Koish has gotta be the best looking of all the Koish, in my opinion. Um, so I think it's really great. If you like the Koishes, electric Koish is really good. People are using it a lot in comp, and once Cipanku comes out and there's more electrics, I think electric Koish is going to be really really good. So I would definitely say try and get yourself a couple, and I'm
El-
excited. I'm excited about
Electric
that.
Voice is also going to be pretty decent too for Cipanku. Electric and water are both super effective against digital, so maybe you'll just see some play the whole time leading up to the
Yeah,
final
I think
skirmish
it'll
of that
be
island.
really really good, because I mean even electricity is just straight neutral to it.
Yeah,
No, because electricity doesn't resist electricity, or does it?
you would
I don't
think that
know.
I know that. I
I mean,
believe electric. Yeah, takes half damage from.
I only have 2,300 hours in the game. There's no reason I should know that.
What's a Temtem?
What
What
is a
is?
Temtem?
Uh,
But
are
yeah, so those infographics are made by Temtem France, and they're posted on Twitter, which is super amazing, super helpful, and I can't thank them enough for that. It's super handy to just have that already there, ready made, and just easy to look at. So thank you guys.
I agree. Shout out to Tim France for putting these graphics together for us every week. As I like to say too, the Tim team at tim.team also puts out graphics, and I follow them on Twitter too. I just put whatever one I see first in my notes document, and this morning the Twitter newsfeed was just like, "Hey, here you go." So super
They've
appreciative for
so
them.
Play Temtem has also been actually adding them to their Instagram stories and their Twitter fleet, or whatever the heck it's called.
Twitter
Basically, they're
fleet. I don't even know what
yeah.
that
So
is.
it's their stories essentially.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So it's their version of stories. It's just called fleets. I don't really like the name. I think they got to rebrand that, but that's what they're called. And yes, it's stupid.
Yeah, that's a little different. All right. So in other news though, this week, this coming Friday, when from recording this episode, which is going this coming Friday, which will be February 5th, we are going to have with us special guests on the show. It's Gaijinbu. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
it
special guests.
Gaijin Boo will be appearing with its Gaijin Boo.
We're gonna
Surprise,
have
my twin brother will be on stream. Actually, he's probably its Gaijin too, because he was second.
fair. We're gonna have Suki, the community manager of Temtem or of Krima, joining us on Temtalk, and we get to ask her lots of questions and poke her brain about things and learn about her role at in Krima and to Temtem, and it's going to be fantastic and exciting, and I cannot um, use enough words that explain how enthused I am for this. So if you are listening to this podcast anytime before, this is or before the 5th of February.
Yeah,
That,
this is our normal Monday stream. Nothing special, just us Temtem bums talking about Temtem stuff.
yes, but that Friday stream will be at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on our Twitch channel, Tim Talk Show. If you're listening to this after the fact, it will be uploaded on our YouTube channel and the RSS feed. So we are looking forward to that. That is all of the Temtem news we have. But Gaijin, there is a little bit of other news that I wanted to put in here, and the server is gone. But as many people in the community know, the Temporium server and community disbanded last week. It was a heck of a ride and a lot of fun. And Temporium
Wait,
can,
what happened?
Temporium disbanded last week. The community was dispersing into other areas, and there wasn't really a lot of activity in the community. And the admin
Oh,
team decided to disband the Discord. And
oh,
so
that's sad.
it is sad, but I mean, every end has new beginnings. There are so many like more discords and communities and stuff for Temtem right now. So
I know there's
Temporium,
so many discords for Temtem. I feel so bad. Like I don't even plug my own Discord in my streams just because I figure everybody already has like 30 Temtem discords that they're in, and I'm like, man, I don't want to like push people into another Discord. Like, hey guys.
yeah, I have my Discord, Miller's Discord, the Foundation, Boo Crew. Wait, let me count these: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Temtem Discords I'm in. Oh, 16 if you include Vonlin's other
That
Discord.
that that doesn't count. Vomit doesn't play Temtem anymore.
Okay, 15 Temtem Discords that I'm in.
It's now an
That's
Animal
crazy.
Crossing Discord.
Yeah, officially an animal. But I am gonna miss Temporium. It was so cool to have a place of people who were super enthusiastic about Temtem, and anytime you wanted to collab or do something, you just had a staff of people. It's like, yo, I want to do this, let's go. And you could get like 4 or 5 people to sign on, and it was nice. So
Yeah, it was really
I'm
cool. Temporium did a lot. I mean, they had a few hiatuses, but you know, when they were doing stuff, they did it big. And you know, they were just I think one of the biggest communities, like early, they were one of the earliest, biggest communities that there was for Temtem, and they definitely did a bunch for the community.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what will fill the gap left behind, and what comes in the future of our entire Temtem community. That is kind of like that professional space for Temtem content creators and Temtem talent. So, with that, we pour out a little bit of wine, glass, water, anything you have for Temporium. Thank you for the good times, and we will see you all in the future. Moving on from there, we have our listener question for the night, and you already know who it is. If you want to be cool like Technically QX, you can write into the show at timtalkshow@gmail.com. We love taking listener questions from the community. They're a lot of fun to just chat about and put our brains to, because obviously there are lots of other people out there who think of things that we don't think of and think in ways that we don't think. And it's always fun mentally flexing our brains in different ways. Tonight, our listener question comes from Technically QX, and the question is, I have not read this before the show, so give me, or work with me on
You want
any
me to read it for you?
language. Oh, I've got it. I've got it. Hello, Temtalk. So, since we know television exists in the archipelago, what TV programs do you think are popular in the game's world? Also, if you think battles might be televised, do you think it's specific ones like dojo battles? As always, thank you for your time, QX. I just want to like side note this and say, as I was talking, I saw the word archipelago and my brain 100% forgot what that was or how to spell it or how to read it. And I was just like, come on, come on. Oh, archipelago. Yeah, of course. I teach reading to kids for a living. Like, you'd think that these things would come back quicker.
You'd
Anyways,
think, but you'd be wrong.
yeah, exactly. As far as like televised battles in the world, do you want to tackle this one first or do you want me to? Because I got a
Well,
couple
for
ideas.
starters, I can tell you right now that nothing is on television. Anytime I've ever seen a TV, it's literally just like a blank screen. Like, go ahead and set up a TV in your house right now. I'll wait. Nothing on. There ain't no cable. There ain't no television. But if we want to be hypothetical and imagine that they actually have
Well, there
cable
is
or
a movie
satellite.
star though. Like we literally do stuff with a movie star in game.
Yeah, and they buy it on VHS or DVD or Betamax.
What do they
Like,
watch it on? Their digital Tims?
yeah, yeah, of course.
Yes, there is no
They're already
TV. We
downloaded
just stare into the eyes of our Oris.
it. But no, I think that's a good question. I think what kind of stuff would they televise? So first of all, the only battles they televise are newbies getting stomped by Max. That's it. Every person who comes and joins the archipelago and gets stomped by Max, that's it. Just repeats over and over. Just nothing but stomps. Each battle, not even just the beginning one. It could be any battle. That or General X battles because those those are always fun to watch.
I would love if you could tune in to people fighting General X or just watch like the game automatically recording replays of it. That would be, you're right, that would be very entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
There are some people in the community. Shout out to friend of the show Miller. She does funny dojo battle rematches where she tries to tackle dojo rematches with specific strategies that aren't always the most viable things, and those are kind of fun to watch too. So I'd love to see things like that televised. Uh, as far as like immediately answering this question though, the trailer of Temtem actually comes to mind. And if you remember like the last couple scenes of the trailer, they're actually in this huge stadium where there are like lights flashing and people are cheering as the Cernif and the Madrid are fighting with the Adoraboros and one other Tim that escapes my mind.
I
And
mean, we all know how that ends anyway. Water cutting Lily automatically deletes
yeah,
Madrid.
Madrid.
So I'm
But
not even sure why they have that. They're probably going to swap into a Raikan or something.
yeah, and I don't know. It makes for a cool cinematic, and like the trainer's like sweating and relieved that he didn't get instantly knocked out. But I love that because it makes me think maybe when we get to like Arbory, because the island split into,
Arbory.
yeah, Arbery, whatever it's however it's pronounced. Because the island split into two, there's the mental university and the melee university of the people who like to brawl, and or I I think the people who might like to brawl might not be a part of the university. I forget their names, but anyways, it makes me think of
Arbrawly.
like their culture of just maybe a competitive Tim is like a viewable sport there. That would be kind of fun. And
Yeah, I mean, so there's no way that Temtem battles aren't like their sports essentially. Um, so for sure, I think there's definitely a bunch of matches that are televised, probably like tournaments, things like that. Like I'm sure in game, in the archipelago, they have tournaments and stuff like that, like we do, or at least I'd like to imagine they do. They probably have fishing tournaments. televised as well. Um, and maybe even Luma hunting grinds, you know? Maybe. I mean, look at all of us. We all like to watch it. So
Yeah, it's true.
why wouldn't they? Um, but I also like to think that they have a movie called Detective Tataru,
Detective
where
Tataru. I'd watch it. With the movie star starring in it. I forget her name
I
though.
totally just realized that Tataru and Pikachu both have three syllables.
Mhm.
Tataru, Pikachu, and they both end in "oo." I wonder if that was intentional.
Yeah, but
And they both have ears.
which one has more fingers?
That confirms it.
Did
Tataru's getting Electro Punch.
Tataru's getting Electro Punch? You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised. It already has perfect jab.
It has
It,
perfect jab. It has Noxious Bomb. It can learn turbo choreography. It can learn Stone Ball.
hey,
Like it has
you
so
don't have to
many
try and
types.
convince me Tataru's good. I know Tataru's good. I
Tataru needs Electro Punch.
Yeah, I still have one in my box that somebody let
Tataru
me
is
borrow.
now the Tataru is going to be the Mew of this game.
All right, with that, let's jump on to our main topic for the night. Our topic for tonight is talking about getting prepped for Cipanku, and we came up with a couple of ideas of what might help get your account in perfect or in working order to be prepared for the patch whenever it does come out. We still don't have that date, but a lot of the community, I believe, I believe it's going to be sometime in February because we were
Mid to
looking at
late
it.
February, most likely.
Yeah, mid to late February, and February is a short month, so who
And we
knows?
have we have we have no confirmation about anything that I mean, we don't even know if they're going to like leak anything on Temtalk. But I would be surprised if there wasn't something. Like I don't know that it's technically going to be about Cipanku, but that would be super cool. It's highly unlikely, but it would be super cool.
Yeah, Suki did put some notes on our note document about some cool stuff, so I'm definitely looking forward to that episode. But yeah, hardcore info yet on Sapanku, so just gotta just hold our hands and wait. But anyways, that said, there are things we do know about Sapanku, and with those things that we know and our experience with the last couple patches that have came out that have released new content and new Tims, we kind of have a feel for the ebb and flow of the community, and we do have some really good advice to help get you ready for Sapanku. So when it comes, you're in the best position you can be in for making money.
Ready for Cipanku.
Yeah, you can get
Look
ready.
at us pretending like we know anything. I thought I was ready for Kisiwa. I was so wrong.
Well, see, and here's the thing. You told me so our first topic is three Tims to capture and breed, just to have like on the back burner inside your team. You told me at the start, you're just like, oh, make if the only Tim you're gonna need is 6 Babawas to, blow through the story with mucus.
Six mucus babawas. Yeah, for sure.
Now,
Six mucus babawas. Easy.
if you
Easy clap.
notice in Kissawa, I don't know if you pay attention to this, but that whole intro area leading towards that first town, its name slipped my mind. Uh Vumbi, that's it.
Vumbi.
Yeah, Vumbi. Leading towards Vumbi, all of the teams that they have counter just about everything that is effective against normal types or neutral types and earth types. And I think
Yeah.
that was very intentional by the developers that they like this game being hard. They know how people think, and they know people think, "Oh, I'm going to the earth neutral island, so let
Oh
me
yeah.
get, lots
Well,
of
it's the
water
same thing
Tims."
with dojos. Oh, I'm going to go beat Sophia, the water dojo master.
Yeah, so I'm
Oh, how
I'm
wrong.
calling it
How
now.
wrong.
If if you're just prepping for Cipanku to go against, electric and neutral Tims, you're going to be in a bad position because I feel like they're going to have heavy counters to Babawa. Probably, some sort of toxic or something there. And all the first couple things you fight heading towards it are probably going to be counters for all the
All right,
counters you prepared.
fine. So 3 Mucus Babuas and 3 Mucus Calibus. Easy.
There we go. There we go. Now we're on
Easy.
it. But for me, 3 Tims that I said that would probably be super helpful for Cipanku. I was thinking Babawan or Cernif would be really good answers. As you know, nature type is resistant to electric, and then of course, water type is good against digital. And I'm thinking they're gonna probably have some like counters towards that, and Cernif's just a good answer to waters too. And I'm thinking of the counters of the counters. So with the expectation that there's that Babawa and Cernif are going to be good answers leading into Cipanku, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of fire Tims there to try and push out, a lot of the counters of nature that you're bringing. And I think Fire Koish is a great Tim to bring because it's a fire Tim that can tank fire really well and counter fire pressure because it has access to water. And then again, the water is really good for digital. And then good old faithful Nesla. Electric, electric water is going to be just great typing against all of the electric Tims and all of the water Tims. Chain lightning, electric synthesize to heal yourself should make the first parts of the island manageable if you have at least something to fill those roles. Those are my 3 that I said. Gaijin, I don't know if you have 3 that you'd recommend.
Tantaru. Tantaru. Tantaru.
Tataru, Tataru, Tataru.
Definitely a Tantaru. Just the fact that it's so versatile with, again, just the different moves and typings that it can bring. Super duper handy. I would 100% recommend a Tantaru for pretty much any section of this game. Probably not so much Arbory, but we'll see how many digitals there are. I mean, mental types there are. We'll see. But again, Tantaru is pretty tanky, so it can still survive some mental attacks, but but man, let me see. So Tantaru, I still think Babawa.
Yeah,
I think
Babawa
Orpho
was
would
on my list.
still. I think Nidrasil would be a good call too.
Oh,
Just
Nidrasil, yeah.
just because it's going to be resistant to electric, and digital has no effect on. Of course, we don't know what kind of typings they're going to have for digitals. They may not just be purely digital. So it's gonna be tough. I'm not sure how I feel about the wins though. I mean, because if there's gonna be any toxics, maybe a Turok.
Okay.
Turok could be useful as well. Just because it's resistant to electricity, so it's just going to be neutral damage from any electric types. But having again being able to get Noxious Bomb or its wind moves and the fact that it has Earth moves could be really handy because Earth is super effective against electricity.
I think that's going to bring us into our next talking point on how to prep for Cipanku. It is believed we are going to get a shrine in Cipanku. There is talk in the there is talk, well, not talk, there is text in the wiki and that kind of explains the island
The
that leads us.
ancient texts, you mean? The ones that talk about the elusive Tataru shrine?
Not the Tataru shrine, but I believe an electric shrine.
All
Uh,
hail CEO.
yeah, so
Really? You think the electric shrine's going to be the first one we get?
not the first one we get, but I think it's going to be added on Cipanku. I
I don't
believe
think
so.
so. I think we're going to get access to the one in Anak Volcano because we are getting skates back. I'm like 98% sure that's been confirmed.
Okay.
Um,
Well, and so regardless though of which shrine we get, having a perfect 2i available for the patch is going to be in your best interest because it's really widely believed we're going to get a shrine. So having 2Y available means like once you get access to the shrine, you can just boom, go get your next 2Y evolution for your Tempedia and to
Yeah.
show off to all your friends.
One viewer, the Matstrat said electric synthesizer. That I think would also be pretty good.
Oh yeah, I like electric synthesis
That's
there.
smart. That's smart.
The only problem with like doubling up on Earth Tims to answer, Cipanku as an island, we already know Ragnet is going to be a Tim there, and it's melee electric.
Melee.
Yeah, and it's just like, Earth is still going to hurt it, but it can hurt back, and we don't wholly know everything about that Tim yet. So
I mean, there's a bunch of Thames that we know nothing about, so all of our predictions could fall flat. All of our suggestions could be rendered
Gaijin,
completely
this is
useless.
concrete knowledge, and it's gonna last the ages. It's gonna last the ages.
The ages.
Technically, I
Oh,
believe it's melee typing. Don't quote me on that. Look at the wiki. Shadow says, "How about having 3 Luma 2 eyes ready?" Good, freaking heebie-jeebie. But yes, definitely right now, if you don't have a 2Y available for the patch, now is the time to either start your breeding project and get a 2Y, or just start looking for in auctions and stuff and see if you can snag a cheap one.
or even better, hit up Sleepy Blank, the best breeder of them all.
Okay, Wiki says it's just electric. That might have just been me. I thought Ragnet had a melee move, but I could be just misremembering that. Uh, okay, so yeah, that's the second point, which is having a perfect 2Y or a Luma 2Y available. The next point, we talked about this one. Sleepy says fake news. We talked about this one at the top of the show. We said having 60,000 Pansons to tackle a breeding project. I said have 120,000 Pansons to tackle a breeding project. Of just you want to have that currency sitting on your account, just because it's so often that breeding projects go wrong and you don't get lucky. And the sooner you can get that first breed off the ground and start selling it, you start making the cash to start rolling in more. And just having the extra pansons available so you can just like redo a leg of the breeding tree rather than having to try and trade gender locked Tims with somebody, it's going to behoove you to, just tackle and get through that quicker. Also, if you get really lucky on the first one, if you have 120,000 pansons, you can do 2 breeding projects and just be perfectly fine. And of course,
Now,
go
what
ahead.
Kennedy hasn't stressed is that breeding is a lot like gambling. So you could make money off of breeding, and don't forget you have to actually take the time to sell the Temtems you breed. But also you could go completely bankrupt getting gender locked over and over and over. So keep that in mind. Breeding requires skill, patience, determination, and sheer power of will.
So I will temper that with an anecdote. Yes, breeding is a gamble, but I bought on the start of Kissawa, the first Kissawan Tim I bought was a Gario for 32,000 pansons. 2 months ago, I gave away that Gario for 7K. But just because it was bred so early and we didn't know stuff about Tim's and what worked and what didn't work, it was just like, yeah, I'll pay 32K for a Gario. It's brand new and shiny. And it was useless. So, that said, just breeding in the early part of the patch, I think it's very hard to go wrong. I think it's very
Yeah,
hard to go wrong, but I will agree it is a gamble and you can get gender locked. So this
collecting a
one,
bunch of electric males would be super handy. Um, just any electric males, if you can just get a bunch with, stats ready to go, uh, yeah, you can make a lot of money early on breeding new Tems because nobody knows what's viable. Nobody. Um, they have to get them, they have to acquire them, they have to try them and see what they're like. So early on, you can make money. Yes.
yeah, and it's a lot of money to be made because also too, as people understand how abilities work and which abilities they want, people are either going to be looking for telomere. Well, ideally, you can only telomere hack your own stuff. People are going to be trying to telomere hack a trait swap, or they're just going to buy the other trait of the same Tim they already bought, so that they have the one that they want. Like this happened with Two Rock in the early parts of Kiswa, when a lot of people were just like tactical strike Two Rock, 15% additional damage on hold moves. It's so good. And then we were just like, wait a second, escapist and never getting trapped. That is turning out to be a lot better than this very niche ability, tactical strike. And so you'll encounter a lot of competitive players who have two rocks, and it's like, why do you have two rocks? Are both of them good? No, I was mistaken early on. And
I
tactical
mean,
strike's still
tactical
okay.
strike still has a
Yeah.
place. Like, it depends on how you play it.
Yeah, I agree. Tactical strike can still be good, but yeah, a lot of people will go back and buy these, so there's a lot of opportunity to make monies off of breeding. The next thing I have to say is unlock your house. I believe that the developers had said we're gonna get at least one furniture store with every island, so we're gonna get all new cosmetics for our houses in this coming patch, and it would be really cool if you can play around with those. And the housing quest is really long and really annoying at times, so best to do it
Yup.
now and not when all the new and shiny content is here.
And if you're playing with a friend and you guys want to have houses next to each other, make sure you do the quest at the same time. You can't pick lots, you can't do anything. It's all just the order received. So if you're playing with a friend and you guys want to live near each other, make sure you do the quest at the same time.
I agree. And the final note that I had was get all of your held items. These make going through the storyline so much easier. The ones that I pointed out were, you want to make sure you do Baton Pass, which is a side quest inside of the Vombi Dojo. Then you want to make sure you get the Sweatband, which is a side quest that takes you to the Crystal Shrine. It's on the side quest starts on the far western side of the Tukma surface. And then you want to make sure you get the lightning rod. I'm pretty sure somebody in the storyline just hands you this one, but it's 20% electric, or reduction on electric damage. I think all of these will help you just have a very pleasant time going through the routes and roads, or the routes and paths of Cipanku, so that you don't have to constantly keep running back to Temporium, or losing a Tim every single battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
That said, that was all of my notes, Gaijin. I don't know if you thought of anything that I missed, but we can recap that real quick if you want, or if you want to add to it. I can give you some space for that.
That was just our discussion about getting ready for Cipanku, right?
Yes.
I
So to recap that for
I
everybody. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
recap it. Just
Okay.
recap it because I have no clue. Uh,
Gaijin
I
has the
don't
memory of a
do
goldfish.
anything to get ready. I just play. I choose Tems that I like, the ones that I think are going to be pretty good. Um, I I honestly
I think that's a
have
viable strategy too.
I don't know. I don't prepare for anything. I still have a hard time building competitive teams because synergies are still kind of a pain to understand or even just think about for me. Remember anyway, because I'm just so not used to using synergies throughout the whole story. Oh, this one's cool. I like it.
Grace, it is not too late. You can either email it to us or type it in chat and I can add it. But I will recap everything that was said tonight, and then we can move on to our closing. So, for getting ready and prepping for Sapanku, if you want to put yourself in the best position to make a bunch of pan suns and have a smooth time in the story, we recommended you. There were three types of Temtem you want to really look to capture. You want to look to have a good, strong nature Tim on your team, which we said Bobblewub with Mucus or Cernif. Gaijin also recommended Nidrasil as a good option. Then we said you wanted to have something to counter the counters of that main lead Tim of what you're going to be, throwing out each match and kind of going through the trails. And what I suggested, which really helps cover the weaknesses of nature Tims, is Fire Koish. Fire Koish is really good at tanking fire moves, swapping into fire moves, and then responding with water pressure. And then it's also just really strong with Quetzalino. I think Gaijin suggestion here was a 2-rock as a option to have some wind damage against like any toxics they might be having, because we've learned the designers put in things to counter, the counters of that island's type there. And then finally, you want to have a Nesla, which is a water electric Tim. And in situations where you're fighting electric and digital Tims, Nesla is just always going to be really powerful. Moving from there, you want to make sure you have a perfect 2i available or a Luma 2i available. We are likely going to get a shrine or 2 shrines, and just having that 2i available means that you're paying the price of 2i now when, we're at the end of a patch and they're cheaper, rather than later when, everybody's trying to get a 2i so that they can go to these shrines.
Yeah. To why would you wait to get one?
Yeah, don't to wait on it. All right, to wait. Yeah, I agree. Final or next, you want to have some pan suns in your back pocket to tackle a breeding project. If you breed at the start of a patch, the Tims are more valuable, rather than if you do it later in the patch. And even if you kind of breed something that's not very valuable, just because it's so early, a lot of the times you're still able to sell it for pretty decent pan suns. Next, we said you want to unlock your house, because we will likely get new content for your house in the coming patch. And it's better to unlock the housing quests now because it's really long and you don't want to be stuck doing it while everybody else is running around in Cipanku. Finally, we said get all of your held items, and if you don't have time to go get all of them, ones that will really help you out in the storyline will be Baton Pass, which heals you every time you throw in your Tim, then Sweatband, which lets you have just a whole bunch of stamina to just keep throwing out powerful moves, and Lightning Rod, which reduces the damage you take from from electric Tims. With all that, we hope that it helps you make a game plan for Cipanku, and we can't wait to play it and be there with you. All right, Gaijin, let's move on to our closing and plugs. What are you up to this week, Gaijin, in game, and where can the people find you?
In game this week, I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of Luma hunting inside Park. I think I'll probably give it like 8 hours tops and then call it quits. And then I will be doing radars most likely, and some comp probably. But most likely free temming, because I need money to buy more competitive tems from Sleepy Blank for my club. They ain't cheap, so I gotta keep the cash flow coming in.
Ooh,
And,
I'll sell you a bunch of competitive Tims for free.
The ones that I gave you?
Yeah, no, and by sell, I mean give them back to you and get my box space back.
I'll take the box space back. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. But go ahead and let people know where they can find you. I think I cut you off before you gave your Twitch.
Other than that, I'm going to be looking into making YouTube content at some point. You guys can find me on YouTube. Also under It's Gaijin Boo. I don't have a fancy custom URL yet because I don't have 100 subscribers, because there's no content there, but there will be. But y'all can find me on YouTube. It's Gaijin Boo. I will be making content here in the future. Just need to figure out how to make videos, so that's gonna take me like a week or two, but we'll get it done. You can find me on Twitch TV at It's Gaijin Boo. Also on Twitter, same thing. Instagram, same thing. I'm basically everywhere except for Facebook because it's garbage. It's Gaijin Boo. ITSGAIJINBUU.
And I want to resonate your sentiment that Facebook is garbage, and let's, as a society, be done with that trash website. Personal feelings about Facebook aside, though, my name is Prez B. Kennedy. I live stream D&D content on the weekends on Twitch. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Presby Kennedy, probably. Spelled PRESBKENNEDY. And I do have a fancy YouTube title, and it's youtube.com/C/Presby Kennedy. Don't tell Gaijin. But
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Finally, we do Tim Talk on this channel. We live stream every night as we record the episode at
On
6.
Mondays, every Monday night, not
Yes,
every night.
every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And this channel's URL is twitch.tv Tim Talk Show, or /Tim Talk Show, twitch.tv/Tim Talk Show. And we'd love for you to hang out with us. And otherwise, if you're reading or if you're listening to this on a podcast feed or you're watching on the YouTube channel, I go back and I look at all the comments on the YouTube channel. I try to peruse through some of the different podcasting apps, so definitely leave a comment. And if you appreciate us, let us know. I appreciate you listening. And if you don't appreciate us, let us know. I'll try and make the show better. That's just how we do.
Also, don't hesitate to reach out to us by email to temtalkshow@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Twitter. I do have that on my phone. I'm just bad at posting stuff, so I'll try to get better at that. But I will respond to messages or mentions and stuff like that. I'm just really bad at tweeting. My whole life, I can't tweet, I can't post, but I sure can talk.
Hey, you only need one really, really great skill, probably. Hey, you got the looks too, so that helps out. All right.
Debatable.
So, Gaijin, it's your turn for turn 30. I didn't tell you at the top of the show. I kind of assumed you knew. Did you have anything you wanted to share with us today?
I mean, just I don't know. I've been doing, I don't know. Oh God, I can't think of anything.
Do you want to talk about your fancy new video editing software and
My
do some
the,
Go
the
ahead.
video editing software I know nothing about. I bought Sony Vegas Pro with some crypto money that I have because
Did
I
you
have
did you
some
look
profits off
into
crypto.
any of the different softwares out there before you decided on one?
I did, yeah. I looked into a couple of them, but I didn't like that Adobe only has monthly memberships.
Yeah.
Um, and I just ultimately in the long run, Sony Vegas is going to be cheaper if it's something I mean, I plan to make YouTube content for a while. It can definitely help a Twitch channel grow. And also just, if I ever decided to maybe try streaming on YouTube, it would help me have viewers and stuff like that. And I need to figure out any way for my twitch.tv/vocal suede channel, where I read scary stories. So I will be using that channel again, and then I can just edit those clips and upload them to a YouTube channel instead, and just all this
Now,
stuff. So
you touched on something there. Like, I was going to comment on the video editing software, but as far as reading stories, I would love to do that as a channel. I'm not good at reaching out to authors and getting their permissions. Would you be reading not royalty free books, but what's
no,
the
I would be going to Reddit to like the subreddits like Let's Read, No Sleep, not Let's
Wait,
Read
what
because
are
Let's
these
Read
subreddits? I've never heard of these. Explain
r
two of those in 20
so
seconds for me.
r/no sleep and r/let's not meet are both just Reddit's subreddits where people share scary stories or share scary stories or scary experiences. So no sleep is like generally made up stories. They're supposed to sound real. You're not supposed to really know if they're real or fake. Let's not meet are people's interactions that have been really creepy with particular individuals in their lifetime, and they just let's not meet again type
Ah,
deal.
let's meet. Okay, I thought you said let's read, and
So Let's Read is actually a YouTuber who already reads scary stories, and he has his own subreddit where people submit for him directly to read, just like that. So that's pretty cool. If I ever get big enough, I would have a subreddit like that too, where people could
you
submit to. But
you almost changed my life. I thought it was a subreddit where people just like meet each other and then they start reading together
No,
online, like some sort of
no,
book club thing. I don't have the
no.
energy for a book club, but I love reading with people and reading to people. And I was just like, oh my God, I just found my new favorite subreddit. But maybe there's a niche in the market. All right, with that, let's get out of here, Gaijin. We'll do a post show, but let's end the episode recording. Um,
Alrighty.
Thank you everybody who has been listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you're listening on a podcasting app, for everybody listening live, we are going to stick around and do a post show, so don't go anywhere. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye.